All right, all right, all right. Carnivore Soldier and Duke coming at you live from Austin, Texas. You made it. It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day. It's the Humpday Meetup. And you made it another week on the diet, or your first week on the diet, or you're about to start the diet. So let's get down to Q&A and some discussion topics. I've got a special guest, Brian Nowicki, and I'm bringing him in from Wikivore. Or what's your actual channel name, though, Brian?
Wick Goes Carnivore.
Wick Goes Carnivore, but it's at Wikivore.
But it's at Wikivore, yeah.
Right. Hey, this is a special night because the Red Wings are playing, and he's a fellow Red Wing fan. So, hey, you got the Red Wings here. So if any Red Wing fans out there, you're in the Red Wing show tonight. we're down 1-0 to the Penguins, though. All right. So just a little housekeeping here as we get going. Welcome. And make sure that if you have questions, go ahead and put a Q in front of it so we can find it. All right. We got some comments going already. Hello, Brian, special guest. Let's see. All right. I've got my bike ready with HIIT queued up. All right. Nice. High intensity. Is that training? I guess HIIT is training.
High intensity interval training.
The interval training. There you go. Yeah. Fartlek training, we used to call it, I think. Hello. That was you. That's you. Coppers Cove. Hey, man. How's it going, Coppers Cove? Let's see. Oh, we got Ireland in the house. Nice. Hey, brother. Welcome, John Parker. Ireland is a place I've always wanted to go. Have not gone yet. I've been to Europe, been to England and Scotland. Got to hit Ireland. So definitely want to check that out. You ever been there before, Brian?
I have not, no.
Yeah, that's definitely on my to-do list. So QQQ will find your questions easier. As I said, Wick Goes Carnivore. Is that the way it is, or Wiki Goes Carnivore?
At Wick Goes Carnivore. Yep, that's right.
Carnivore, yeah. We were supposed to have Katerina here, but she couldn't make it because she has a young one who's under the table, under the weather a little bit. So what we're going to discuss to start off with, we'll answer questions as they come up. But the topic tonight, let's see. Cheers. All right, John. All right, Jeannie is listening in. Nourishment Redacted. Hey, nice. Welcome. And Betsy from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Ooh, nice down there. Okay, so tonight's main topic is going to be affordable carnivore. And what this is referring to is I did a post. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I actually had a post on my Facebook page, the Discord server, and on the YouTube community. And in that post, I laid out how you could do carnivore for a single person for under $175 a month. And I know it seems really weird, but it's BBBE, so it's very much carnivore, 100%. And I'm going to go ahead and share that real quick. We'll do a share screen. And let's see. There we go. Share. We'll bring it in. There we go. So you can see that this is how someone could actually do a BBBE for about $165 a month. So it's under 175. So if you went to 200, you could actually throw some steaks in here too. And I think 200 a month is totally doable for a lot of people, $50 a week to get high quality food. And especially if you take out all the dining out, all the fast food, stopping to the gas station to get a power bar, all the things that you've been doing that are $3 here, $7 here, whatever, to keep adding up on top of your grocery bill that people don't even count. I think it's super, super affordable. So Carnivore Soldier, be on the lookout for trolls. Okay, who's this? Okay, we'll do. If you guys see trolls, please let me know, and I will definitely take a look at them. Let's see, we got South Dakota here. Let's see. So this is kind of the layout. So the way it works is you buy 3 10-pound tubes of 70-30 ground beef, which, is about $100. That's, and then what you do is you get the 1 gallon Ziploc bags and you break it up into 30 of them and roll them flat with a rolling pin, and you can stack them in the freezer so they don't go bad. And then, cook a pound at a time and you're good to go. Then you get your 4 by 36 count eggs. Now you can get 2 halfway through the month and then 2 more at the next half of the month, but you're buying 4 over the month. 1 pound box of butter, that should last you no problem the whole time. 4 12-ounce packages of bacon, you can freeze half of them, use half right away, whatever you want to do, and then a small container of salt. And that is BBBE. That would let you do butter, beef, bacon, and eggs, and you'd probably get around 1,500 calories. Eggs actually usually have more than that, so you're probably around 1,700 with 2 eggs, 4 eggs, 2 strips of bacon, and a pound of beef every day. And if you add butter, every time you add a tablespoon of butter, that's an extra 100 calories. So totally doable. Let's see. And if you guys have any questions about that or want to take a look at it or a deep dive on it, like I said, you could add steaks if you've got up to $200 a month. What do you think about that diet? And is it anything similar to what you do, Brian?
Yeah, I actually spend a little bit more. It's just myself that's doing the diet. I don't have anybody else in the family that's, doing a diet. So for me, I spend a little bit more because I get some steaks, but I do ground beef and eggs here and there and bacon. The bacon's a little bit more expensive these days too. So, you can definitely go without the bacon. But just because I have a little bit more there, I'm not at a really tight budget. I tend to do that and have some steak. But definitely, I mean, eggs and ground beef are great staples that are really, really cheap. And like you said, you're not buying like sodas or anything like that, or all these different types of seasonings that you used to on the standard American diet. And then you also look at, you're probably healthier and not going to the doctor as often. So even if you have good insurance, you're paying a copay every time you go to the doctor. So you don't have to pay that. So, there's really good savings, I think, with doing it that way.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I noticed that I generate a lot less trash. I know you have a family that has, that eats still standard, and they probably generate a ton of trash compared to, and I think we talked about this before, but my trash is literally less than half of what it was. In a week period, I get 1 garbage bag now. So yeah, and not throwing away spoiled veg and fruit, which I used to always do. Things that go bad, things don't go bad because I eat them all. And I pretty much just eat ground beef and butter. Tonight I had eggs and bacon. I did that because I wanted breakfast for dinner. So I did that, but that's really rare. And I usually have the eggs and bacon in there for my son. He's not with me right now. So I just had some and I thought, well, I'm going to fry up some eggs and bacon. And I did that and it was good. But typically I am just doing ground beef, butter, salt, and then steaks. And that's kind of what I love. I don't know. It's weird. My tastes have changed so much. Let's see. We got a comment here. I try to stay under $20 a day, eat only New York for lunch, New York strip, and ribeye for dinner. Oh, that's really high quality beef.
Yeah.
Only buy when on special at grocery store, $7 a pound, load up the freezer, no waste compared to before. So same thing. Crypto Carnivore doesn't generate a lot of trash. Okay, so nourishment redacted again. We're actually helping the environment. See, we're environmentally friendly, right? This is the way it's all about.
Yeah.
Please hit the like button, folks. Appreciate that. If you guys would go ahead, Brian.
Oh, I was gonna say, I gotta tell you, all 3 of my kids are away at school right now, so there's only 3 of us still living in the house right now. And our garbage and we have separate recyclable and garbage pickup, and the recyclable is like pretty much non-existent now because there's not all these cans of soda and stuff like that, right? And then garbage, we've had 1 garbage bag for the garbage can this week. So yeah, there's less garbage for sure.
So in Alaska, they said never see single digits per pound against salads. I guess that's for ground beef, right? Coppers. So if you live in a remote place, and so, well, I'll bring this up in a minute. But when you live in a remote place, you're living in an island, you're in Europe. I've had people chime in from overseas say you're really lucky to be in America to be able to eat like that for that money, because elsewhere you're not going to be able to do this. You're not going to get mincemeat, what they call in UK and everything, this cheap. We get it really inexpensively, probably due to subsidies. But let's see, Black Mitten spends $250 a month for 2 of us, saving a lot of money on groceries. There you go. So 2 of you, if you guys see, if you ever get your wife on this plan, Brian, you guys are gonna be slamming it because you'll be saving some major bucks, right?
Yeah.
You got to pitch it the right way. You got to say, hey, listen, honey, if we go on this, we can go on vacation to like an island or something, right? I mean, you start saving $200 a month or $150 a month, then you're talking over $1,000, right, for Christmas, for vacation or Christmas.
Yep.
All right.
I do have a suggestion for Copper's Carnivore Kitchen, talking about being
Yeah.
in Alaska and the prices being really high. Now, I don't know if this will work out for you or not, but check out some of the online meat places like well, there's Butcher Box, Omaha Steak, stuff like that, and see
Yeah.
what their ground beef is, because I'm guessing it's going to be less than $10 a pound. So you might be able to get it cheaper from there than you can from your local grocery store if it's that expensive.
And I've never lived up in Alaska. That's above the lower 48. It's still CONUS, but I don't know if or continental United States, but I don't know if it's way more expensive shipping up there, or if I just don't know. I have no idea. I mean, it might be
Yeah,
expensive because of
that's a
shipping.
good question. I'm not sure. Like, I know if you do a certain amount with Butcher Box, it's free shipping, but since it's not the
Yeah.
lower 48, I wonder if they charge you more for shipping. I do know that they use that dry ice, and that stuff will stay for like a week or
Yeah.
two. So
That's
it'll
good.
make it there fine shipping. Yeah, it's just whether or not they charge you more for shipping. I don't know.
So the cheap pot roast, I do that all the time. I get roasts, and I also get beef shank. I just did beef shanks in a crock pot. I do the crock pot thing. I don't have an Instant Pot yet, so I do the crock pot. It's 8 hours on low, and it comes out amazing. All I do is add the meat, either a roast or the shanks, add a cup or 2 of beef broth, salt, and butter, and just let it go, and it comes out amazing. My son ate it the other night, and when we were eating it for dinner, he hadn't finished. And he said, Dad, can I have this for breakfast too? I'm like, that's a win when you make something your son's not even done eating and asking for breakfast the next day, right? That's a total win. So I'm going to bring this back to here. Okay, so you guys know that is on that chart with all the breakdown is on the Facebook page and on my community page in YouTube. So you can go there and look at it. It's really not a meal plan suggested. What it is an example that you can help naysayers when they're like, well, my excuse is this, because sometimes it's a valid excuse, right? But well, I don't know, maybe it's not, but if their excuse is they have no money for it, well, this is a way to show them that, maybe they just need to be helped. Like, you can do it for that. It is very inexpensive. Okay, comes close, doesn't ship here. We are considered outside of CONUS. Yeah, so that's what I thought. So that's why. So you're like shipping just like going to Europe or something. I mean, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe Canada has. I don't know, Canada. I don't know. Not sure. I'm sure you've exhausted it. I mean, Copper's Kitchen's got to be doing this for a while. So let's see. I don't have fancy appliances. Only a knife, a cutting board, and stainless steel. Nice. I'm not a real big fancy. I do have air fryers because I bought them for this diet explicitly and love them. Being a single guy, listen, if anyone's single out there and you're going to be doing this diet, you need an air fryer, and you need to look at my frozen ribeye recipe. I did it with the New York strip. It wasn't as good. The ribeye is perfect. So you can try the New York strip. I just didn't like that as much. The ribeye is perfect for it, though. All right. Roadkill deer season. Yes, that's a legit thing. I know. Yeah, no, don't limit the tags. Yeah. For sure. Get a fresh kill on the road. It's still good. Let's see. Spend a lot all at once. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's going to take some planning. It's a little different. You don't go to the store every week. You do a little planning, and you can do this. And then if you actually get a membership at a Sam's Club, you can get a better price, I think, or a Costco. But if you can't afford that, then Walmart is a viable option for sure. And the reason I picked Walmart is because it's pretty much everywhere in the United States. And that was the biggest audience I had. So I kind of lean that direction. Not that I shop there a lot, because I don't, but I have. Okay. Let's see. I would say now what I want to bring up in conjunction with this discussion was that I got into some of you guys saw my video today. someone got in a discussion with me about this, saying that you shouldn't be telling people to do this because they need to eat grass-fed beef and they should not ever eat table salt, right? And I'm like, well, not everyone can afford that. So we're going to talk about affordable carnivore. Yeah, this is the grass-fed versus grain-fed discussion we had, and my point was this: that not everyone can afford that, right? And I know people on my channel that can't, that have asked me for help, and that's why I did this. It's part of the reason I did it. Also, there's people that are in the military or in remote bases where they get what the commissary has. They don't get to go pick from 10 different grocery stores, or they only go to the DFAC, which is the dining facility, and eat what's offered there, and that's not going to be grass-fed. And the salt they're going to have is going to be table salt. So to tell someone they can't do this diet because they can't afford grass-fed, in my opinion, is an injustice. What do you think, Brian? I know we talked a little about it before. Give your 2 cents here.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Like, even sure, even if there's evidence that grass fed is better, just think if you're coming from the standard American diet, going even to the grain fed, the regular beef you can get at Walmart, wherever, is so much better than standard American diet. Eating those French fries with the vegetable oil and, all that stuff. I mean, it's so much better. You're going to see so many good results. And there are actually people out there that I've heard say that they have trouble with eating or don't like the taste of the grass fed, so they just go
Yeah.
with the regular beef, and it's perfectly fine. And another person that's a very big supporter of just getting whatever kind you can get is Dr. Barry. So check out some of his videos too. He'll tell you to go out there and get hot dogs if that's all you can get, because it's still better than eating all that bad stuff on the standard American diet.
I eat hot dogs still. I do. I had hot dogs this week. I like them.
I
I get the
occasionally do
100%
too.
beef just for a change up, right? Like, hey, I'm going to have 4 hot dogs, and that's like a pound of beef, right? I'm going to these big, they're 100% beef. Now they have all kinds of nitrates and things. I don't care. I've got the results. I've got the receipts. My body is the receipts, and I've got pictures, and I put them up. And so I got other receipts too. Here's, let me show you this. I'm going to go ahead and stop screen. I'm going to present. This is kind of my argument that I did was I had my receipts. I'm like, listen, this is me. And also we have Kelly Hogan. So Kelly Hogan, if you don't know her, that's her on the left and that's her on the right. On the left, she's eating standard American diet. On the right, she's been eating 8 McDonald's burger patties per day for 13 years. Yes, you heard it right. McDonald's burger patties with cheese. And that's not even clean cheese. That's like the American cheese, which has the seed oil. We're talking dirty, dirty carnivore. But she didn't eat standard American diet. And look at the results. She is super healthy. Her blood work's amazing. The salt, I guarantee the salt in there is not Redmond's at, they're salting and peppering those burger patties. So these are receipts. So don't believe it when people say that you need to do grass fed. You don't. That's just wrong. That can be someone's opinion, and you can say, great, I understand your opinion is that, and we can agree to disagree at that point. Hey, Dave Saunier, how's it going, buddy? He's in the house, and I know Dave actually grew up kind of with beef on a farm, and he was saying something about that fact too, that they would grass feed their cows until they're getting ready to slaughter, and then they grain feed them to get them fat and marbled, and then they would slaughter. So that's what a lot of these cows are too. They're not all in the feedlot their whole life. The feedlot is when they're fattening them, right? So they'll be on the, and a lot of them, if they say grass fed and grass finished, then they'll be finished with the grass. Sometimes they just say grass finished, which means they can be corn fed and finished on grass, which will actually remove some of the poisons, but still give you the marbling. So that's the difference between grass fed and grass finished and just grass finished. Unless I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, including you, Brian. That's my understanding of it. Let's see. Saw a video that nitrates weren't the big cancer. Yeah, actually, Dr. Barry has talked about that as well. I believe most of the doctors have, not just Dr. Barry. That's all false. That's wives' tales. That's, they're called food myths. And there's a lot of them out there, like cholesterol will give you a heart attack, all these things. Those are food myths. And that's one of them. Not for 13. Let's see. Kelly Hogan. Here we go. The big inspiration, but I don't eat fast foods. Haha, she's an amazing teacher. I don't unless I have to. So, and when I say have to, if I'm starving, I'm not going to get a protein bar or something. I'm going to get burger patties if I'm on the road. So I go to my son's soccer games and his track meets, and sometimes I'll be out there and I'll get kind of hungry. And it's like, well, either I can just fast or I can just go get a burger patty. So sometimes I just get a burger patty. Really rarely though, like once a month, maybe once every 2 months. Not a regular fast food eater. But I did have a question where someone said, well, I went and got chicken at a fast food chicken place. And I was like, that's probably the total wrong answer. Brian, do you know anything about that, about the chicken fast food places and what they do?
Well, I don't know that I necessarily know, but I can guess they're probably cooking it in some sort of seed oil, sunflower seed oil or vegetable oil or something like that.
Yeah. And
And
the
a lot of
problem is
it's fried.
even their grilled is going to be, because so when you grill a burger, it's got its own fat. It's got plenty of fat. They don't have to spray the grill down. A burger has lots of fat. So they usually don't, like McDonald's does not use seed oils on their grills, and neither does Wendy's. But when you're going to grill chicken on a, you have to grease that thing down because the chicken will stick because it doesn't have enough fat in the meat. So I told them, and they got sick after eating it. Not sick, they had reactions in their body. Cravings came back, all kinds of things started happening, aching in their knees. So I'm like, that's probably the seed oils. You were probably exposed to seed oils after being clean for a while, and then that got her off. So anyway, just something interesting about that. Stay away from chicken, fast food chicken. I used to love Chick-fil-A too. I thought Chick-fil-A was like super healthy. I did. I thought, oh, I'm treating my son to a healthy snack. I'm not going to get a burger. I'm going to Chick-fil-A because it's healthy for you. Man, was I wrong. I was so wrong.
They fool us all with their advertisements, right? Make it sound like they're really healthy, but they really aren't.
Yeah, I think I got to think at some level that they might think it is healthy, that they still believe the myth that peanut oil for some reason is healthy, healthier than animal fat oil, just because they're still believing the myths. I don't think they're bad, evil people, necessarily. Not all of them are. Not the individual store owners. They probably think they're giving healthy food. Okay, if you feel good, still losing weight issues on grain finished, then why pay double or more for grass finished? I've been thriving. Me too. I thrive on grain finish, and Brian, you do too, right?
Yeah, I very rarely get grass fed beef, and like I'll get butcher box every once in a while and it's grass fed.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's usually grain fed that I get.
and I love Wagyu, and Wagyu is exclusively super grain fed, which is fantastic. It's got great flavor. Yeah, Dave Saunier says people way overthink carnivore diet. Yep, I have a video called "Keep It Simple, Stupid" KISS, and we need to stick to the KISS. Basically, I love a video that Dr. Chafee did, how to start the carnivore diet. And he said basically eat beef with salt and drink water. And if you can do that, you can succeed in this diet. And that's really it. I mean, you can do the eggs, you can add other stuff, but you don't have to make it complicated at all. Let's see. It's about doing the best with what you have on hand. Metabolic health is the goal. Correct. Yeah. All right. Intentional Carnivore's on. Hey, brother. What's going on? How's it going, Sean? Sean White in the house. All right. Richard Williams, lunch meat, spam, other canned meats are expensive when you add them up by the pound. True. That's true. They are expensive. Okay, we got a question. Why was Kelly Hogan eating McDonald's hamburger patties so much? Was it because of where she worked? Do you know this one, Brian? I think so. Here's the deal. She hated to cook. That was her thing. And she didn't like prepping. She used to go to fast food for lunch every day, I guess, from being a teacher. I think she was a teacher. Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Music teacher. So she still didn't want to cook, even though she wanted to lose weight. And the doctor just told her to start eating meat and told her she could just do the McDonald's patties and it would be fine. And she was like, okay. So she went and did that, and amazing results. So she just loves it. and more power to, here's the deal. Like, it's like when people do a modified carnivore and everything works fine for them, you can't really tell them they're doing it wrong. It's like the guy I interviewed from the UK, George. He adds, he gives some meatballs that have a little bit of seed oil in them, and not much. I mean, just a little bit of breading in it. But he's been doing it for 18 months, and he reversed type 2 diabetes. And I'm going to tell him he's doing it wrong, and he's lost all this weight. I can't, right? The guy's doing it right for him. Everyone's body, it's N=1, which means that everyone is their own experiment. So my experiment won't be the same as Brian's, and it's not already. We can tell because there's things he will do that I won't, and things that I will do that he doesn't. You just got to become the expert of your body. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I mean, you know, we all have our own DNA. We're just plain different, and you know, that's like before before I was on carnivore, I had certain things that I didn't know until I kind of experimented, but there were certain foods that would affect me and give me joint pain, but other people in the house did not have the same thing, right? So it just things depend, certain things affect people differently. And um, look at Michaela Peterson. She has to eat really fresh meat even, or she
Right.
has a problem. So everybody's different.
Someone got on my channel today and said they can't eat aged meat too. So it's not just her. There's other people that have that same thing. So aged meat, we meat in the fridge for days. You can't do that sometimes. Some people are really sensitive to that. Looks like we got DC learning to live in the house. Dude, what time is it in Australia? You're crazy, man. Do you sleep? All right. I have DC learn and live going to be on an interview next week. I think next Friday. It's not going to be live, but it'll be posted during the weekend. So keep an eye out for that. Got a great story. You can also check him out on Intentional Carnivore's channel, where he did a live interview just recently, and that was really good. So check it out. Let's see. What's the a la carte price of Mickey D patties? So I have gotten them for between $3 and $3.50 a patty, I think. So it's maybe it was half of that. Maybe it was like, $7 or $8 for a pound, I think. So you get 4 quarter, and order the quarter pounders, so the big ones. Also the same at Wendy's. And there's actually a video by Dr. Baker on how to order them. And he sets up the protocol where he goes up and he asks them, hey, do y'all sell extra burger patties? And they say yes. They say, how much are they? And they'll tell you the extra price. And they say, great, I'll take 4 of those instead of buying the burger and adding the patties. And then, oh, well, that's not, well, no, you said you charge that much for a patty. So I just want 4 of those. I don't want a burger. And he just ordered 4 of those patties. So you can try that. I mean, every place is going to be a little different. They're, managed differently, but I like that. You can look that up. Sean Baker ordering burger patties at Wendy's, I think. He basically calls ahead and checks. Let's see. I know the difference. I'm just saying the increased nutrients in minuscule compared to the price difference. Yes, so that's true. I mean, what you're doing is you're like kind of comparing Olympic athlete to Olympic athlete, right? To whereas like a standard American diet, you're comparing an amateur high school athlete to an Olympic man, in sprinting, and there's a huge difference. But once you get up to where you're talking 2 different, then you're looking like maybe the world's fastest man versus the 10th fastest man, right? So it's very close. But I know my performance this way. Sean, I'm sure you don't eat all grass fed, or didn't get. I know you didn't get into where you're at. So grain fed is easy and just more cost effective. Yeah, and I actually like the taste better. Honesty, I just do. And taste is important. Okay, I don't think I've had grass fed and it's been 5 months. There you go. And that's great. So let's not and we know we need to get snooty with people or anything online when they think that. That's fine. They can think that. We don't have to agree with them. We don't have to, we can agree to disagree and be polite and say, listen, that's you do your N=1, I'll do mine. And just don't tell me, that it's not going to work because I already did it and it worked. So sorry, you're wrong. Let's see. Rotisserie chicken, we're away from a worst decision. Yeah. So a lot of the rotisserie chickens can have seed oils in them too. So be aware that they are cheap, and they will coat them with that. Let's see. Oh, that was you. Okay. That was you again. I'm sorry. Okay. Question. if you're looking to lose weight, can you do an adaptive carnivore, eat mainly carnivore, but throw in some fruit and veg to make it a keto-based carnivore? Brian, why don't you take this? I know you got an answer on this one.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can. It's going to be, keto or ketovore, that type of thing. I would watch what fruits that you're adding in because some of those fruits can be pretty high in sugar, so you probably want to stay away from the majority of them, but like berries and stuff like that are pretty good. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of people I know that are doing keto, and as a matter of fact, I first started for the first couple months as keto, and then I went to carnivore. So there's a lot of people that are doing keto and they're losing weight and getting healthy. Again, it's so much better than the standard American diet. You might find that certain vegetables affect you and you're going to stay away from those vegetables and just eat other vegetables, that kind of thing. So that's going to be an experiment with your own body. But yeah, I don't see any reason why you can't do it that way. How about you, Larry?
Yeah, I think doing a whole foods based diet is 90% of the, again, you're up in the Olympic class, right? So that's why vegans can feel so, or even vegetarians can feel healthy initially, because they get the initial, leaving the processed foods, leaving the sugar, the refined wheat, the seed oils, and the trans fats behind, and going to a whole food diet. You're going to feel better and get some gains. Now, will it be the optimum gains? No, it won't. It's just not going to be as good gains wise. It'll take longer. You may have more issues, and you won't ever know. Like Brian's saying, when he's saying some things may affect you, you won't know for sure what things are affecting you if you leave multiple variables in your diet. If you remove everything but beef, salt, and water, do that for 30 days, and then add in, hey, I'm going to do a 30-day protocol of beef, salt, and water, and then and eggs and bacon maybe, and then I'm going to add in whatever, bell pepper, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Then once you do that, you're going to notice, oh, wow, that bell pepper really jacked me up, right? Or no, it was fine. I have no problem. And that's really the beauty of doing an actual carnivore diet. So ketovore, yes, you can do them. Will they be as effective for maybe for weight loss? You might get the exact same effect from weight loss, but you probably won't for all your, other options that could be out there, autoimmune, things you don't even know that are wrong. Mental health. I mean, you don't know. I didn't know until I went carnivore what the benefits would be until I realized them. And I was like, wow, I didn't even realize I had mental health problems or things that were in my way that have gone away. And now it's like, it's totally cleared up. So I would encourage you to do more research and evaluate why you want to keep vegetables and fruit in. If it's because you think it's going to add nutrients, well, they actually block nutrients. So adding fruit and veg in, if it's on a regular basis with your meats, will reduce your nutrient absorption because they have anti-nutrients in them. And that's why you have to do supplements when you eat vegetarian and vegan diets, because you need to, because you're not getting the absorption. And when you're a carnivore diet, pretty pure, you don't really have to supplement, not nearly as much. If you do, it's like salt and magnesium, that kind of stuff. Okay. Let's see. Biggest benefit with grass-fed beef is omega-3 to omega-6 ratios. Correct. I totally believe that. Fat is replaced within 90 days. Grass-fed finish loses that benefit. I know this because of my business. So, and I agree with that. And the thing I do to add, and maybe I'm wrong, but I get grass-fed, grass-finished butter, and I melt that into all my beef. I know that's got more omega-3s in it. And then you can do other things to add omega-3s, such as sardines. You can add, fish. There's things you can do to add omega-3s. So I agree that's a true statement. And this guy, of course, is his business. Blue Okie knows what he's talking about. So fat is replaced in 90 days. So grass-fed, grain finished. So let me ask you this, Blue Okie. So if you do grass-fed and then fatten them on grain and then grass finish them, which I think only takes like a couple weeks, right, to finish them on grass. Does that give you the benefit of marbling and then also increase your omega-3? Or I'm just curious. I don't know enough about it. It's your business, so you would know. But if you can answer that, I'd appreciate it. Okay. And here's a real valid point here. I eat only 100% grass-fed. I'm severely reactive. I never would shame anyone for eating grain. Eat what you can afford. carnivore should be judged free, and that's true. There's some people that are very sensitive. Like I eat eggs, some people can't. Right, Brian? Do you have any sensitivities to any of these foods that you eat that you found?
I don't know if I really have a sensitivity to eggs, but I just don't like to eat them that often, I guess. So I'll have them maybe like once a week. I'll have like a couple eggs, but I'm not like some people out there will have like 7, 8, 10 eggs at a time or something, and I can't do that. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
that's a
don't do that either.
sensitivity or anything, but so eggs would be like really the only thing I think that I really have a sensitivity. I will say though, and not necessarily that there's a sensitivity with anything else, but when I just eat beef, I feel so much better. So if I eat like chicken or pork, I feel good, but if I change it and just eat beef for a couple days, I feel so much better.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, eggs, bacon, and cheese flare up my rosacea. So that looks like a histamine reaction, and that is again, see, so egg. It could be egg whites. You could try to add more egg yolks and cut the whites out. Some people have reported that that causes that. Okay, we got a question. When I started carnivore, I was full with few, but since 2 to 3 days, I can eat a whole cow in any day. Why am I always hungry now? So, Linda, you have to. I mean, so basically, you need in this diet, you listen to your body's signals, and if you're actually hungry a lot, maybe your body needs more nutrients to heal. Maybe you're in that healing phase before you start even losing weight, or maybe you are losing weight and you still need to eat more. You can easily add some butter to add some calories and help satiate you to your meats. Maybe your meats are a little lean. If you have get fatter cuts, that might help. So that could be, but you really do need to eat when you're hungry and eat until you're satiated. But you need to eat high fat foods, not just high protein foods, and definitely zero or low carb. Got any add on there, Brian?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just replying to something in the comments.
Oh, that's okay.
Not really though. Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with what you said there. Yeah.
Okay. Daytime in Australia. Let's get another Australian. We got a bunch of Australians in here. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Oh, nice. Well, good day, mate. I know I said it my Texas slang, but it's fine. Let's see. Thank you for the shout out, Larry. Oh yeah, DC. Yeah, no problem, DC man. Yeah, appreciate you, brother. You're doing the work, and it's not. Let me tell you what, guys. One of the hardest things I've ever done. And I've done a lot of hard things, being a soldier, being on submarines in the Navy. I've done a lot of crazy hard things. Running and starting a YouTube channel, one of the hardest things I've ever done. So what I want you guys to do, take a moment, don't close this stream, open another tab and go to DC Learning, go to Intentional Carnivore if you haven't yet, go to Wiki's page, go and like and subscribe and encourage these people that are doing this, because it doesn't pay, and we're just doing it out of a passion project, okay, because it's made such change to our lives that we want to extend that to other people. Brian, you got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree. And, really when you look at the carnivore community, there's a really big grassroots effort, and that's what it's going to take to get this more mainstream because there's so many there's so much up at the top of, the businesses and that are against this type of eating because it's going to heal you instead of taking their medications and all that stuff, right? So we got to have that grassroots effort, and I'm always trying to encourage other people that are just getting started on YouTube and so forth, because we want to get as many people out there talking about it, sharing their experiences, so other people can see, wow, this person and this person and this person had this experience. Maybe I should consider doing this diet now too.
Yeah, and to throw on top of that, I am featuring a new YouTuber and I'm talking new, like less than 200 viewer subscribers. So I'm featuring some new channels for you guys to like explore. And right now I've got another UK one, the UK carnivore guy. He is a really cool guy. He's kind of, he's British, so he's got kind of British humor, and I like his videos. So I want to share that with you. I'm going to share you his page. Let's see. Let's bring that up. There we go. This is the UK carnivore guy. Check him out. like and subscribe, follow some of his videos, watch a couple of them. He's got, it's just a different take on it. And there's really not many guys in England or gals. I don't think there's any females I've seen that are doing the carnivore lifestyle. So all these people in the UK are finding American carnivores to follow. And it'd be nice to have them have some guys that are, doing well. So definitely I'm going to keep this scroll on the bottom so you guys can check out UK Carnivore Guy. Please do take a minute and also support this guy. Okay. All right. Back to the questions. Yeah, it is hard. It's tough going to start a page. And it's really weird because when you first start, you're like talking into a camera. I remember my first video and I was like stiff as a board, like a robot,
Yeah.
And I was like, is anyone going to ever look at this thing? Because they're telling me, you start a video, a YouTube channel, and they're like, well, no one's going to watch your first 10 videos. I'm like, oh, okay. So they said, just make them. No one's going to watch them. Well, I had a lot of people watch mine apparently. So I was like, okay, well, maybe they were wrong, but it's just weird. It's really weird to talk into a camera and not have feedback. I much rather have this where, Brian's here with me so we can talk and we have your guys' questions. That's way easier than just talking. But now that was in the beginning. Now I'm fine. Let's see. Most of the world's grains and corn have been altered genetically. Yeah, that's true. Craig Kuntz Olawick. That must be one of your followers, I guess. I don't recognize him. Let's see. Aussie. Oi. Nice. Okay. Intentional carnivore. Here we go. Boom. 100%, brother. YouTube is its own world and a blessing to all. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, but if it wasn't for YouTube, I wouldn't have met Intentional Carnivore Sean. I would have met Brian. I would have met all you guys on here on this channel. We wouldn't be having this great discussion. And, it's not perfect, but it is the vehicle we have right now, and I'm thankful for it. So, let's see. Just egg yolks. Okay, that was a question of that. Okay, here we go. They would have to be back on grass for 90 days. Here's the answer. I agree that conventional beef is better price. I'm working on selling my grass-fed beef as ground at affordable prices. Well, that's awesome. Where are you at, Blue Okie? Because maybe I'll buy some. Are you in Texas by chance? Because if you are, we could do a deal off the back of a truck somewhere. We'll drive for beef. Well, in Texas, that probably drive pretty far too. All right. Nourishment redacted. LES started my channel. Okay, good. Let's see. I have to tell you, I bought the microwave bacon tray you recommended. Love it. Cooks bacon perfectly and washes up sparkling clean in the dishwasher. Thanks. Hey, no problem. So on my website, I do have carnivoresoldier.com and I have affiliate links there for all the stuff that I actually use. And I won't put any link on anything that I don't use. That's just that's the way I do stuff. So if it's on my page, I'm actually using it and I'm happy with it. Okay. Same with any supplements on there. And the Carnivore Bar, by the way, I just got a deal with the Carnivore Bar. I can tell you what, they are good. They're expensive, but there's a 20% discount for veterans. So if you're a veteran or active duty, 20% discount, and they are super satiating. And I don't know, have you tried one yet, Brian?
No, I haven't had one.
They have an interesting texture in your mouth. I don't know how to, you can't compare it to anything because the tallow, I think, but it's crispy beef in like tallow. And I eat them out of the fridge. Dr. Chafee got me in on it. And he's like, yeah, you got to put it in the fridge and eat it. And I'm like, okay. But I did the interview with them. So I went and I basically got a box of them and taste tested it and did a video today. And I tell you what, I'm going to continue eating them because they are, and this is the other thing. So they are grass fed, and they're grass finished, I think. So they're grass finished tallow and grass finished beef, and it's pemmican, right? So it's what Native Americans ate. And then if you can't afford it, there's recipes online. Dr. Chafee actually made some using one of those recipes. So you can actually find a recipe to make that. And also, I believe in the War of 1812, the British soldiers ate that as their iron rations. So the owner of the business, or the guy who started it anyway, is a 68 whiskey in the Army, which is a combat medic, which are some of the badass guys, most badass guys you'll ever meet. But he wants to get him into MREs, and I do too, because I can't imagine what an Army, like me, like the way I feel now. I'm more athletic. I have more muscle density, more bone density. I don't injure as easily, and I recover much quicker. And I can't imagine a whole platoon or company what it'd be like. They'd be like Universal Soldiers, like Unisols running around, you know. So anyway, I really do. I want to get some of these into MREs and see what soldiers would act like them. Great story. Steven is awesome. Yeah, Steven is awesome. Yeah, that's the guy from that's the medic I'm talking about. Let's see. Alex at Carnivore Life is amazing. Okay. Yeah, let's see. GTG. Let's see. All right. Theon, great butcher video, shows the physical difference between grass-fed and grain-fed. We all live within our means. That's the other thing. Yeah, live within your means. Don't get discouraged if you can't. That's my thing. Don't get discouraged if you can't afford high-end grass-fed, because I didn't do that. And it's not even because I can't afford it, because I can. I just didn't want to. I wanted to save money, and I like the way corn, grain-fed tastes. That's just me. Not everyone's going to love grass-fed. Some people love it. Some people crave it. Dr. Chafee loves grass-fed. I'm just not that guy. Let's see. I haven't tried just the yolks. Too lazy. Okay. Let's see. I'm still shocked when I log into YouTube and someone's there to listen. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, we have 35 people on now. We had up to 40 something, so we're doing pretty good. But it's hard to believe. But yeah, it's nice to have this hangout, though. I really like it. Let's see. YouTube has brought me so many new friends. It's an amazing creative outlet. I agree. It is. It makes your brain think. I think about things daily now that I never would have, I think. And things to talk about, things to share, and it's fun. I really do enjoy it.
I mean, you can find a video for just about anything on YouTube too, If you need to know how to do something at home, like something breaks at home and you're not sure, just watch a YouTube video and they'll show you how to do it. Somebody did it already. It shows you.
Yeah, this is how I started carnivore, because I was looking for how to put a part on my Jeep, and I bought an accessory for my Jeep, and I was looking how to put it on, and I was 280 pounds, not motivated. And I saw this video, and then I saw that video up there with Dante Fregno, and that got me going. So that was the rabbit hole. Yeah. Let's see, a meat supplier. Can anyone recommend a meat supplier has great quality and the best prices? Where are you at, RB Good Fat? Are you in Conus? I mean, I don't know the best prices. What do you think, Brian? Have you've used some of these meat companies, right?
Yeah, I have a membership thing to Butcher Box, and I was doing it pretty much monthly, and I've been kind of skipping it and just doing it every once in a while now. But the good thing is, like, if you start going a little bit with Butcher Box, every once in a while they'll come out with some kind of deal where you pay a certain price for, let's say, bacon or something, and then the bacon, so you pay that one time up front, and then it's free every order after that for life of your membership.
So trying to get you to keep ordering every month.
Yeah, right? So I did that once, and I'm actually at the point, and I don't order all the time, but I'm at the point that I get a free pound of bacon, 2 free ribeyes, and something else free every time I order, just because I did, at the time, it might have cost me, I can't remember, but let's just say $20 for that pound of bacon. But within so many months, you've made it all up.
So they're trying to get subscribers.
Yeah, and the idea is that they're going to stay on there and they're going to keep ordering, right?
Right.
But yeah, that's the way you do it, though, to make it cheap, because if you don't have those deals, it is a kind of expensive. But you get those deals, and then that makes it cheaper.
Okay, Dave Saunier says he tried those and not crazy about them. Yeah, it's an acquired taste, and they are expensive. I mean, they're, with a discount, you're like $7 a bar, so they're twice as much as, you go into a gas station, you're going to get a Quest bar, it's going to be $3.50 or $4, right? So it's like twice the price of a Quest bar, but it is grass finished, so it probably has higher omega-3, and it's quality. It's so I just think for me, I will eat one of those. I'm going to order 28 a month. I'm going to get on a regular subscription. So you save 10% going on subscription. And then if you use my purchase thing, the code is Soldier. If you use Soldier, all caps, which is on my website, you get another 10% off. So for 20% off, well, then you're about $7 a bar. And that I'll do for $7 a day to get extra omega-3 and some high quality fat. Great for snacks. You know, you can cut up in little slices and put it in the fridge and just eat them every now and then. So it's either that. Butter is a lot cheaper, but I think this might be a little better than butter. See, New Zealand has lots of grass finished, I believe. I don't know. Don't know about. I imagine. I mean, I don't know anything about New Zealand, other than it was like the place they shot one of my favorite movie trilogies, Lord of the Rings, right? Let's see. Oh, that's you, Wick. That's you.
Yep.
I keep doing that. Okay, 5 miles south of Kansas border along I-35 in Oklahoma. Proud farmer. Oh, proud former Abrams driver. Hooah. Right on, brother. Blue Okie, you got to email me, man. Are you a carnivore? I assume you are. So email me at carnivoresoldier@gmail.com. Love to talk to you. So I like to link up with my military vets like Dave Saunier and you and these other guys because, you know, we got that link and would love to talk to you. So carnivoresoldier@gmail.com for sure. Let's see. Oh, it's not just what we can afford is what we want to invest in ourselves and others. Okay, here's a recipe question. Larry, what was the recipe you were talking about that used tallow? I have a bunch of tallow in the fridge. I need to use it up. So if you look up pemmican, which is what this is an American Indian food where they use tallow and beef chunks. I think it's dried beef chunks. See, what you do is you have to dry the beef. You can do it in an oven, and then you chip it up or break it up, and you put it in the tallow, and then pour it, and then basically refrigerate it in a sheet and cut it up. And that's how they used to do it back in the day too. So it's very much a traditional. So pemmican, I think it's PEMICAN. So you can Google or YouTube pemmican recipe, or you can actually Google that. You can look up carnivore bar, make your own carnivore bar. You can look that up. I think that's easier, and that'll tell you how to do it. Because there's some how to make your own carnivore bar things too. Yeah, Abrams driver. Cool. Yep. Yeah, I like those armor guys, man. They're always welcome. I was Signal and I was NBC, which is CBRN, nuclear biological chemical in a medical unit. So I worked with 68 Whiskeys a lot when I was in medical unit for 4 years. And then I went to some brigades and battalions and did other things. But okay. Meat supplier, Walmart, LO, Costco. Cannot beat these two. Yeah. All right. Oh, so you're in Miami. So yeah, you can just check out like the butcher box. I think, especially if you jump in on some of the free bacon, free ribeye offerings. I've seen them before and I just haven't done them because I'm in Texas. So I actually usually get a cow and split it with someone. So that's what I did. And I had so much beef. There's no, I saw those. And I'm like, I'm not going to jump on that because I got a freezer full. I don't want it to get burned. Right.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, I would say, you know, if you have that option that's close to you, going to a local place, definitely do that because
support
you're
local.
going to support your local farm and they really need the help because, you know, the media out there is telling you not to eat beef. So that they're hurting right now. So they really need the support. So definitely support them.
Yeah. If you can find someone local and make a deal, you know, and listen, you can do it on Facebook. That's what I did. I joined a group where people were buying in on cows together, right? So I think my first cow I got was about 5 years ago, and it was a Longhorn. Didn't like the meat; it was too tough, definitely too lean, and the steaks are cut different on Longhorn and everything. So then, you know, just tried some different cows and found what I liked. So, and then got in a group where I could just buy a quarter or a half when I want. So anyway. And then you can tell them how you want it processed too. So the way I want it processed now is different than the way I wanted it before. I probably get a couple roasts, some, you know, ground beef, some steaks, and then some stew meat, maybe a brisket. I don't know. So let's see. I'm gonna buy a goat and share. Let's see. It's me and my 9-year-old. There you go. Goat's good. That's good. Good meat. Flat iron hanger steak. Haven't found one locally. Okay, another question here. Does anyone make their own jerky? I tried some made from ground beef and it was great. I guess I'd have to be careful what I use for spices. Do you, Brian?
Yeah, so I'm gonna give a plug to another carnivore YouTuber here. Kip. I can't remember
Carnivore Kip?
his Carnivore Kip. There we go. That's his
Yeah.
channel name. Check him out because I got a recipe from him for doing chuck roast. You take the chuck roast, the bigger chuck roast thing, and you thinly slice it. And it's up to you if you want to go really strict carnivore, just put some salt on it, but you can also do like salt, pepper, garlic, that kind of stuff, and you smoke it. Now I have a pellet grill, so I'm able to easily smoke on the pellet grill. But if you have some way of smoking, you can smoke it over, I think it was like 4 hours or so, and it's really good that way. I will say jerky, you usually cut most of the fat out of there, so you don't have a lot of fat when you have jerky. I've done it both ways. I've done it where I've left fat on there, and to me, it's got a better taste to it. But most people don't like it that way, so you could do it either way. But yeah, check out Carnivore Kip. He's got some good videos on it.
If you got a dehydrator, what I do is I get thin cut ribeyes, and then I put them on a cutting board in between two pieces of wax paper or parchment paper, and I hammer them flat with a tenderizer, with the smooth side of the tenderizer, so they flatten out. Then I cut it in strips and I dehydrate them with the fat, and just dehydrate them. 100. I think it's like 135 degrees or something for 4 or 5 hours, depending on how. All I do is salt it, and they are amazing. And then I vacuum seal them, and they put them in the fridge, and they'll last for a week or so. So they're fresh meat. They're raw, so you want to eat them. But I mean, not raw, but they're dehydrated. So definitely want to eat them up.
And I
But I
agree
like
that
doing that.
the fresh ones that you make are so much better than what you can buy in the store. They taste so much better.
Amazing. How do you handle curious friends and coworkers that have zero willpower? I feel like I could be harming them if they are part-time. I don't think you're going to harm anyone by them being part-time carnivore. They may have diarrhea and stuff and blame you, but it's not going to hurt them. If that's what you mean by that. What do you think, Brian? I mean, and also I do have a movie series thing where I critique documentaries. You could turn them onto. Maybe they'll get convicted of doing that, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, some people really struggle with just doing the part-time thing, like not fully carnivore, like if they just have a little bit of carb, that they just really struggle with that. I'm a person that kind of is like that. Like certain carbs, I found if I eat them, it can snowball on me, so I have to be careful. So there's at least certain foods that I just stay away. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how you really handle it with friends and coworkers, but there's definitely some people that just really struggle with it. And I guess you got to kind of get experience and learn what foods really tip you off.
Yeah, I have that planning guide, the carnivore planning guide. And I said you can download it and then give it to other people. So if you want to download a copy of that, it's on my website. I think it costs $1, but you can pay more if you want, like a tip. But it's a 18-page planning guide that talks about your why, identifying your why, setting steps setting goals around that why, and then creating steps that turn into habits to get to that why, right? So I think a lot of people are just missing that. They don't, if your why is losing 18 pounds, this is not going to be a long-term deal, and it's not going to work for you. I don't think, because everyone that's done a diet in the past to lose 18 pounds has always quit. So it's not a big enough why. You need a big why. And when you realize that this is the vehicle that can get you there, that's when it connects. When your why connects with the vehicle, then you have something that people don't fall off of, right? That's what actually works. So anyway, it looks like we're getting close to the end here. It's 8:04. Brian, you got a few more minutes? You want to stay on for a little bit more? Or
yeah, I'm good.
let's do like 10 or 15 minutes more, guys. If you guys want to stick around, we have 39. We still have 39 people on. People are still asking questions, so let's just get a couple more here. Let's see. Dave Saunier had a great pot roast. Good stuff, guys. Want to search for closest ranchers near me? Yeah, that's a good idea. If you do, just look it up. You know, ask around on Facebook pages, whatever. Try to find local ranchers and support them. And also once you find a place that processes beef, they usually have meats they sell there too, or they have excess meats. So you can get venison, you can get pork a lot of times. You get a lot of great quality, you know, real good meat. So I love getting venison sausage. Now, Brian, you had a post about a chili, and I think it kind of tickled me because in Texas, chili only has meat in it. We don't have beans and all that garbage in our chili, right? It's meat. Tell me about your chili, man. Because I think what you've had is Texas chili for the first time and you liked it. I think. Am I right?
Well, potentially, yeah. So I will say last year about this time I was in Vegas and we went to like some really small town out there, and there was like this place that looks like it could have been in like Texas or New Mexico or something like that. And we went in there and I ordered the chili and she just looked at me and started laughing and I'm like, "What?" And then it came out. This was probably like as authentic as you can get. I mean, the first taste like burned so much, like my face just started sweating like crazy. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so hot." So that's probably some of the authentic stuff that you're talking about. The chili that my wife made isn't quite so hot, you know, but
Yeah.
it basically has ground beef, stew meat, and bacon, and then beef bone broth.
Yep.
And it's really good. You know, you can put a couple of seasonings in there if you want, whatever. And you know, some people like to when they get their cup out, they like to top some cheese or sour cream. You know, again, to each your own, right? I didn't do it that way, but yeah, it's really good like that. And I think this is the first time I actually had chili with stew meat in it, which was kind of interesting, but it was really good that way.
I do it with stew meat or chili, but sometimes I put venison in there. I'll venison, and sometimes I put venison sausage in my meat with ground beef and ground pork. So I do different meats, but I just mix up the meats. Same deal. Mine is usually a slow burn. I haven't done a chili since I've been carnivore. I might do it, reintroduce some seasonings and try that again because my seasonings, you know, paprika, red chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder. I have a couple things I put in there. I might try one to see how I react to it. I do love chili, so it's a Texas thing. All right, what's your go-to late snack if you're hungry, Brian? Do you do late snacks?
So typically I don't. You know, early on carnivore, I was doing some snacking where I would
Yeah.
get like some fried pork rinds from Aldi. They were the really good ones. You know, there wasn't like a lot of sugar or any of that kind of stuff in them. Or I would just make bacon and I'd have some bacon as like a snack or something. But I haven't really snacked in a long time. I just eat at my meals. So and I usually don't eat that late. It's usually 6, 7 o'clock. Now, last night I did eat late because I was gone most of the day for something that had gone on. And so I didn't get home until like 10:30 last night. And it's funny because I hadn't ate most of the day and I was nice and really hungry. And I cooked myself up a couple of ground beef burgers and I was still hungry. So I made a couple more. I ended up eating 4 of them. So,
Yeah, you got to listen to your body, right? And then eat till you're satiated. So
yeah.
here's the thing: if I do get hungry late at night, I don't like to eat a lot, so I'll get a tablespoon of butter and just eat it. I'll just get
Mm,
a slice of butter and just eat, and that helps me sleep too. So, but typically I
yeah,
try
that's a
not
good
to.
one.
If I am hungry, I might just drink a water and see if that's really hunger or if it's like an emotional. Because sometimes you have to identify, right? And if you
Mm,
drink a water and you're still hungry, then you were probably physically hungry. If you drink water and you weren't, then you were just emotionally triggered or something. Which, you know, evenings, that was my big snacking time when I was keto and everything, and it's something that's changed on carnivore. So dog has never eaten better since, well, my dog is a carnivore now, and I have a video on how I make the dog food. That saves you tons of money too. I feed a 130-pound Great Dane now on about $40 a month. of raw chicken, doing a PMR diet. So anyway, I have
So
all that stuff on my video. Go ahead.
I gotta tell you, I keep forgetting to tell you, my dog is going carnivore now. Um,
Nice.
you know, after we had that one conversation that one time we were talking about it, I've been getting the chicken and grinding it up in our grinder, and we're kind of easing her in. So what she's
Uh-huh.
doing is 2 meals a day. One meal is still the kibble until it's gone, and then the
Yeah.
second meal is chicken. So we're gonna get to the point that she's just gonna be altogether chicken. And she's 10 days on it and she loves it.
Oh yeah.
And it's so hard to tell because it's really quickly, but she's had arthritis and I don't think she's doesn't seem to be limping anymore. I know it's really quick, but and she's still eating some of the kibble. But that's something I'm noticing right away. But I want to see because she's a Shetland sheepdog, and I want to see what happens, especially as she goes full carnivore, because she's never really gotten her full fur in,
Yeah.
and I think that might happen once she's full carnivore. So I want to see what happens with that. That's gonna be fun to see.
That's cool. Keep me posted. I'm interested. Everyone I know who's done it with their dogs has seen amazing results. So, and I think there's, gosh, I forget the guy's name. The guy with the cowboy hat that was like 700 pounds and he's now 400 pounds. He's got a channel.
Todd.
What's it?
That's
Todd. Yeah.
Todd, Carnivore Cure. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Carnivore
yeah,
Cure.
Carnivore Cure. He's got that little dog. It's 14 or 15-year-old, jumped up and doesn't limp around anymore. And the dog couldn't jump up on the chair before going carnivore. And it's 14 years old. And I'm like, man, I just think about my last dog, Daisy. If I would have known about carnivore, she'd probably still be here. I'm thinking, you know. So anyway, yeah, that's when I was really impressed with that. I got 3 cats here that are thriving. Yes, on carnivore. Hey, it's what they're meant to eat. I mean, I still have people come to me like, well, you don't cook it? I'm like, well, how many times do you think dogs eat cooked food in the wild? They just don't. And probably about as many times they eat rice and sweet potatoes in the field, right? They just don't. That's not what they eat. So you're feeding them. And this is funny because Dr. Chafee talks about this. If you were to bring pizza and try to feed it to an animal in the zookeepers would get pissed off at you because you're going to make that animal sick. Because animals in the zoo don't eat pizza because pizza is not a natural food. Well, guess what? We're eating not natural food because pizza, there's nothing natural about pizza. It is like the worst. So we will get sick, and guess what? We are. So, all right. Tip for finding your own cow: go to the local butcher shop and ask you how to get a hold of one. They will know, and you will get set. They will set you up. That's true. That's true. All right. I guess we should start winding down. We got 3 more minutes. We'll say 8:15. We'll cut it off. Your chili recipe needs a bit of cumin. I do cumin in mine too. When I do chili, I haven't done chili since I'm in carnivore, but I'm going to. I threw away all my spices, so I'm actually gonna have to go out and buy some spices to do a chili, and I'm gonna try it. It's, I guess, it cost throwing caution to the wind to see how I react. I don't know how I'm gonna react. I just don't know. I'll probably put some tomato paste in there too, even though it's a nightshade. But when you boil stuff down, that's when it actually breaks down all the poisons. That's the proper way to eat a tomato is to boil it down to mush or nothing. And in chili, it definitely is. Okay. Cats thrive. They are obligate carnivores. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. In fact, they would get a lot of their water from their kills. I know that in the desert, the big cats don't drink as much water because they get water from their kills in the meat. Interesting. Let's see. Chili was invented for cheap, tough meat and meat that's starting to go south because you can season it and people won't notice. Or like freezer burn. If anyone has freezer burn meat, you can make a chili with it and no one will know. That's 100%. I've done that in the past. That becomes the bottom of the freezer becomes my chili meat at some point, So let's see. Intentional carnivore eats within 4 hours of bed. Butter alone is my go-to. Yep. If I eat, that's what I do. So butter alone, that's exactly what I do. So I just get a slice of butter and it satiates you. It's all you need. I mean, I think. See, great beef fat, cut up, fry it. It's delicious. Yes, I have an air fryer. I do that. In fact, we can buy. Have you ever tried this, Brian? Go into your butcher and asking them when they trim their steaks and ask to buy their trimmings. You're muted, I think. Are you muted? Oh, wait. You are muted. Let me unmute you. I don't know how you got muted. Can't unmute because you muted yourself. I can't unmute you. Okay, I'll keep talking.
Ah, here we go. I got it.
There you go.
Okay. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, so I have not, but so we're in the area that I live, there's only like one or two local butchers, and they're kind of a little bit out from where I live. So they're mostly the grocery stores. I know you can do that
You
at the
can do it in the
grocery
grocery
store
store.
as
Yeah.
well. But I haven't tried that myself. I've heard a lot of people that say that yeah, you can do it. Some places they'll just give it to you for free, or other places they'll give it to you really cheap for like a dollar a pound or something like that.
Yeah. I paid 50 cents a pound at my grocery store and I got 5 pounds. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous. So I had to, what I did is I got home, I diced it all up, just like DC's talking about, into small bite-sized pieces, and then I put them in Tupperware and froze them all. And then I just unfreeze one at a time. And once I thaw it, I throw it in the deep fryer, and I put it in like 380, 390 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes, and they come out super crispy and amazing, like all the best crispy pieces on a steak in a bowl. Pretty good. Let's see. Good idea, Sean Butter. Yes, that's a good idea. Thanks, Blue Okie. Yeah, we got a nice group here, man. Okay, quarter cup of heavy whipping cream, 0 carbs, just fat like ice cream, just once in a blue moon. Yeah, I actually, you could make like Dr. Kiltz's ice cream. I've done this once, but just put the egg yolks and whipping cream in there and vanilla, and then pour it in the silicone molds and put them in the freezer in a tray, and and then you have bite-sized, portion-size ice creams that you can go to every now and then. I've done that before. I don't do it regular. I find that if they're in there, I will go eat them because they're in there. So I try not to do that. Okay, I think that's it, guys. I'll look for more questions. I don't see any more questions here. Guys, it's been awesome. I really appreciate everyone that stuck around. We have 45 people on still. Potential Carnivore DC, good to have you guys on board. Like I said, everyone go out, check out the UK Carnivore guy, check out Potential Carnivore, check out DC. Check these guys out, and then Brian's page too. And go ahead and like and subscribe, and encourage them, because it's a lot of work and it doesn't pay. So it's a passion project for us. And what fuels us is good comments and, people watching our videos. That fuels us, makes us want to do more. And, feedback like, hey, you should do a video about this is always good too. Because if you can let us know what you want videos about, it makes it much easier for us to make those videos. So, all right, guys, that's all I got for now. Brian, stick around for a minute. I'm going to drop you off and I'll talk to you for a minute afterwards. All I got to say is stay strong and overcome. Carnivore Soldier out.